Hey guys, JR Fisher here. It is Tuesday morning and it's the last day of August. Already, let me get a little sip here. Throat's a little dry. And today we're going to talk about building a list. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think you're going to enjoy it. And more importantly, you can make money off this, which is what we really want to do, right? I've got my iPad off to the right here. I can answer any questions that you may have. You may have some questions about this. I got to tell you, having a list is like, man, it's so valuable. Like I have several lists now, but since I have these lists, I can actually just send out an email and instantly have money. That's pretty cool stuff. Now, some of you listening may be new, and if you're new here, please do me a favor and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down there. If it's red, click it, turn it gray, and as soon as that happens, you're going to have the bell. You want to ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. I've got a little bit different camera action today, and it's a little bit more focused in on me. I wanted to be out more and show more, but it is what it is, so we'll work with it. Not a problem. Do me a favor, click in that chat section there. Let me know that you can hear me. Let me know that the audio is good, the video is good, that you can see me. I mean, I am what I am on video, but I mean, make sure you can see me. That's the important thing. Just type in there, hey, I can hear you, I can see you, that type of thing. That would be really helpful. I would appreciate it if you would do that. Let me get another sip here while you're doing that. Now, some of you may not be watching this. Oh, there's my cup for the day. There it is. Every damn day. Okay. Some of you may be new to this. And you may not be watching it live, and that's okay. You can still put comments in the comments section. Any questions you may have, anything you want to interject. Maybe you've got some issues, problems. Maybe you've got some successes and you want to share the successes with me. That's fine too. You can certainly do that. I'd love to hear about that. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through a list of things that you can actually do to build your list. And I'm telling you guys, it's like I said, nothing is better than having a list when you're online, because you can just send out emails and make money, which, I mean, that's pretty darn neat to be able to do that. I feel really grateful today. I'm sitting out here. I'm in my new home, looking out over the yard here. It looks all beautiful. Grass is all cut, pretty trees out here, sun shining. I got nothing to complain about. I just want to share with you guys and give you some information so that you can use it, so that you can get some results, so that you can make some money, because that's what the whole thing's about. So it's all about list building today, and I want to get into it real quick. So the first thing I would tell you guys is that don't worry if you don't have anybody on your list. Don't worry, because every single person that starts out online doesn't have anybody on their list. They just don't. I want to try to get this plug in a little bit more here. Maybe, there we go. Okay, that plug was a little bit loose. So nobody starts with a list. So don't worry about that part. Don't worry about the fact that you don't have a list, because nobody starts with one. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is you want to create personalized CTAs, okay, call to action. Now, it sounds like maybe to some of you that you should get some people on your list before you do this, but it's just the opposite. You need to set up all of these things, okay? It's been found that you're going to have a 42% higher view to submission rate if you have a personalized CTA, which is a call to action. A call to action could be somebody opting in for getting a free download you have, or opting in for a course, or whatever it is. People who visit your website, people who look at your videos, that type of thing, are looking for something specific. They never just go out to the internet and go, generally, I wonder what's going on out there. That's pretty rare unless you're just watching the news or something like that. So your CTA needs to meet those unique needs. It needs to be specific. So when you're getting this traffic, they can opt in. They can know that they're getting what they want. You could have something like, click here to download a free list of things to protect your home during a storm. That's pretty niche down. It's talking about one particular thing and what you're going to do with that one particular thing. So that's what my definition of a really specific CTA or call to action is. If you offer people direct content directly related to their needs, your email won't feel as gimmicky either, because it's like, oh, that's exactly what I asked for. So it won't seem as, spammy or whatever. And you feel, you're going to feel like you're more helpful to people. They're going to feel like you're more helpful, which builds the trust, which, you want to do that because you want to sell them something. And there's nothing wrong with selling people stuff, kind of get over that hump. I hear so many people say, oh, I could never be a salesperson. I'm too honest. You don't have to lie to sell anything. That's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. You buy stuff every day. You buy cars and houses and deodorant and groceries, and you're marketed to all the time. And you need these things to exist, right? So there's nothing wrong with selling people something, especially, you got something of value that can help people out. I have courses that I do, and in the courses, I teach people how to make money online. I teach them how to fire their boss. I mean, I think that's pretty useful. All right, so number 2, you want to create a pop-up or slide in for each page of your site. Every page of your site should have some type of pop-up. You should have that there. A pop-up may sound initially kind of like a pain in the butt, but I'm not talking about those early 2000 pop-ups that, promise you become a model right now, and they were like popping up all over the page. It's just a single pop-up. It's simple. I'm talking about timed pop-ups or on-site retargeting. After a user spends a certain amount of time on your site or your page, you can receive a pop-up relevant to the content on that particular page or their behavior on that page. So an example may include pop-ups that appear when the user tries to leave the page. Okay, it may say, don't leave yet, get this 10% discount, whatever it is, but it's related to what they're doing. Or scroll pop-ups, which appear after the user scrolls a certain percentage of way down the page. Now, a lot of these things sound complicated, but they're not if you have the right software. I use Kartra. When I'm done today, in the description section, you're going to be able to see a link for Kartra. You can go there, you can watch a video. If you like what you see, which I think you will if you watch the video, you can get Kartra for only $1 trial, which is pretty cheap. So, experiments have been done. For one particular experiment, this company introduced a pop-up ad to returning visitors only, which appeared after the visitor spent 15 seconds on the site. And what they did is with this pop-up is it didn't show to anyone that came from a page, from a newsletter or something like that. It only came from people who were already there and came back. They took the time to offer a meaningful content to people who came back on that page. With an impressive offer, pop-up is no longer obtrusive or, a pain in the butt. It's actually helpful. This particular campaign on this webpage, and I won't say who they are, generated 2,689 leads in 2 weeks and increased their average time on page by 54%. So pop-ups aren't always gimmicky. And if they're done right, you're able to appeal to your visitor and quality content when they need it. Now, what I found is a lot of people don't use these tools like pop-ups and all these, scroll pop-ups and exit pop-ups because they don't have the right software to do it. And it's really difficult if you don't. That's why you need Kartra. Kartra will do all this for you. If you want to run them to a Kartra page, you can do that. If you have a WordPress website and you want the pop-up to be there, you can certainly do that. Either way will work. It doesn't really matter, but you do have to have the right software. Now, number 3 is you want to create a timed pop-up survey. This is pretty cool. Most people don't visit a new website and think, so where's the sign-up form for my email? They don't do that. That's not what they're there for. So oftentimes you need to get your viewers to feel vested in your content before you present them with a request for their email. So to build an email list, you may want to reach out to visitors on a specific page with surveys related to that content. So I'm more willing to answer an A/B survey question if I'm already invested in the content. It feels more like a fair trade-off. Okay, so you want to do that. Get another sip here. And I just did one, which was really a cool survey, and it was about if you're an entrepreneur, do you have entrepreneurial traits? Because people are always thinking about starting a business. So, if they're thinking about starting a business, they may, want to take a test. Now you can also do like A/B ones. I'm looking at one of my samples here. I can't really put it up on the screen right now, but it says, you seem interested in our news. Would you like to sign up for the daily news email? You can do something like that, where they get a daily news email, that type of thing. And in doing that little survey, it stays up there for like 10 seconds. Viewers actually have seen some of the content already. So ideally they're more inclined to sign up for emails from that source. So that's something else you could do. The next thing you can do, number 4, is use humor or sarcasm in your CTAs. Humor or sarcasm works real well. It's like the no thanks copy. So we're so infiltrated with the yes, no web offers on a daily basis, we barely see them anymore. To increase your email list, you might want to try interjecting some personality. Hey, personality, there's an idea, right? Into your CTA copy. I always pause when I see a CTA with a small no thanks, I don't want to lose weight. Right? The little sarcasm thing. No, I don't want this because I don't want to lose weight. But they'll put a button underneath it like that, or yes, sign me up link. Reminds me that there's a person behind the button. So when you're doing these things, try to have some personality, guys. Don't try to sound like you're a big corporation. People don't want to buy from big corporations. They've been doing that for years. They want that one-on-one relationship. I can't count how many emails and messages I get from people in my Survivalcave food and my JR Fisher training where they individually, they ask me a question and say, hey, JR, I was thinking about this. They think of me as me instead of this training company or this survival food company. So when I try to do these pop-ups or whatever, I try to have it, more humanized. Okay. And when I see it out there, it does remind me that somebody else is behind this thing. I was reading an opt-in monk blog post and a CTA popped up and it says, get your free on-site retargeting guide. Yes, send me the guide was one of the choices. And the other was, no, my business isn't important. So your choices was, my business isn't important, or yes, give me the guide. So to click no without another thought, if it just said no there, that would be like, no, I'm not interested. But if it says my business is not important, it'll give you a little bit of pause. It kind of makes you laugh. And more importantly, it will make people reconsider what your offer is. So think about that when you've got one of these yes, no things. The next thing up, number 5, this is super, super important, guys. Describe value in your CTA. What kind of value do you get? I had somebody send me a sample the other day, and they were doing, some ads, and they had some artwork and all this, and it talked about, what they were doing, but it didn't say any benefit to the person to watch this stuff, to listen to this stuff. They were doing, I think, a podcast, and there was no benefit. There was nothing, so I said, well, the first thing you want to do is you want to put on that podcast advertisement or banner or whatever. What is somebody going to get out of it? What are they going to get out of listening to your podcast? We've talked about a whole lot of different ways of formatting your CTAs, including, pop-ups or personal offers embedded in your blog post. But what about the language in the CTA itself? You can rely on more than humor and sarcasm to get clicks. To optimize signups, ironically, you don't want to use the word sign up. You don't want to use that. If somebody wants to sign up or subscribe to more junk mails, I guess then you would use that. But instead, you want to use an outline, the value that you can offer up front, using language like download or featured or exclusive or gain access to. Those things make more sense than sign up. For example, you might write, download our exclusive ebook on how to quit your job. Hey, that's really specific, and that's something that people would sign up for. And include an email subscription form, or you might say access to all of our exclusive discounted offers. Okay, so now they're getting access to all these discounted offers. That's something pretty cool. So you could do that. Your web viewers need to hear how your emails can offer unique and exclusive content that isn't already available on your website. So when they opt in, they get something special. They're treated special. They're offered special things. Otherwise, what's the point? I mean, they can just look at your website. They don't have to do it. They don't have to worry about getting emails. They want to believe that your company is offering something special via email, or what's the point? Why get on an email list and just get more emails, more crap, if they don't get something special out of it? So think about that. Think about what you can say to make it seem more special. Let me get another sip here. And like I say, feel free, guys, put your comments in that chat section there. Let me put that in there. Let's see here. Let me tap on that real quick. Put your questions, comments, and suggestions in the chat section. There we go. Got that in there. Got a new tea today. Well, I don't have a new tea. Actually, I got new honey in the tea, and we always get local honey. This has a very unusual flavor. It's very different. Okay, so anyhow, number 6, pitch your email newsletter on your social media accounts and email signature. Okay, so the more spots that you can get this out there, the better off you are. You may not have a long list of subscribers. I mean, I didn't in the beginning. I had nobody in the beginning, but that doesn't mean you don't have to network. If you have a following on Twitter, a fan base on Facebook, or a business you communicate with via email, why not use those connections, those loyal connections, to build your email list? You may try pitching an email newsletter on your business Facebook page. Maybe you have a Facebook page already. Maybe you have Twitter. Maybe you have LinkedIn accounts. So pitch it there. The people that follow you on those sites already know they like you. Otherwise, they wouldn't be following you, okay? Unless they're trolls, which we all get some trolls. That certainly happens. But if you're uncomfortable pitching your email newsletter on social media, or if you don't have a large following of any accounts, you could also include a link in your email signature. You could do that. But I mean, I don't know why you would be uncomfortable. I mean, this is the way you build your business, is by telling people about your business. You should never be ashamed of that, okay? If you have good products, services, whatever it is you're selling, why would you be ashamed of that? Why wouldn't you want to tell people about that? If you could help people, if you could make their life better, you can improve their lives with your content, why not do it? The link itself could go directly to your email newsletter, or it could be a link to a blog post or landing page with email subscriptions and CTAs on there, call to actions. So you could do it that way. You communicate daily with a diverse group of people via email when you get value from your personal emails. So they may want to opt in to another thing that you have. They may want to do a download or whatever. And that way you can also kind of categorize them as to what they're interested in. Number 7, this is a big one. And in number 7, I think it's so funny because we don't think about it. It's do more, create more landing pages. A lot of people say, well, I'm not getting that many opt-ins on this landing page. I say, well, how many do you have? And they go, 1. I'm like, well, why not you have 100 of them? Think about it. Every day, if you had more and more landing pages, more opportunities for people to opt in, you'd have more people on your list. You're expanding it. So if you've got this real focused landing page that talks about one particular little niche, and then you got another one that talks about another niche, another one that talks about another niche, all of a sudden, you've got a whole lot more opportunity. Companies see about a 55% increase in leads when you increase the number of landing pages from 10 to 15. So I bet a lot of you out there probably got 1, and 1 is great, but 15 is a whole lot better. So, why not have a whole bunch of landing pages? It makes sense. Individual and personalized landing pages allow you to appeal to a wider demographic. Each person who visits your site needs something different. They're not all the same, guys. They're not all the same. Maybe one person who visits your site, like I teach people how to make money online. So maybe I've got a person who's visiting my site who's mad at their boss and they want to quit their job that day and they want to learn how to make some money online, because that's one category. Maybe I've got somebody else who's visiting my site and they're trying to figure out how to select products to sell online. Maybe this other person has a service business and they're trying to figure out how to get more clients. Maybe another person is already selling products online, but they want to learn how to do upsells and downsells and cross sells. So right there, I've got all these different niches. I could create different landing pages for each one. So it's super important that you're doing that. Really important that you're doing that you're doing these different type of landing pages. And you're doing a lot of them. It's like a restaurant menu. The more different items on the menu, you can cater to specific demographics. Maybe you've got your gluten-free people, maybe you got your seafood people, maybe you got your steak people. So, when that menu has a whole lot more items on it, and I'm not going to say I believe that restaurants with a whole lot of menu items are great, because a lot of them are not. They have too many items on them. But what I'm saying to you is you do have to reach a larger group of people. And the only way to do that is to have more landing pages. That's super important that you do that, have more landing pages. Now, the next thing I'm going to tell you is number 8, and that is encourage everybody to sign up immediately. Immediately. If you want to strategically place personalized CTAs where it counts, on landing pages, on blog posts. But what about the rare but real visitors who want to sign up immediately? I mean, some people want to, they come to you because they want more information. If you're newsletters, your emails primarily centers around one or two topics, it's relatively easy to create personalized CTAs. Simply write a CTA that mirrors your newsletter purpose, such as, do you want free SEO hacks, or sign up for our newsletter if you do. Be real specific. Do you want to protect your family from starvation? You want to sign up for, Survivalcave Food, which is my survival food company. The newsletter that shows you how to stock up on food and how to, preserve food, that type of thing. So the next thing I'm gonna tell you, number 9, is include a CTA on your About Us page. A lot of people don't even have an About Us page. An About Us page is really super important because an About Us page tells people about your company. It tells people about who you are. But once they get to that and they're really interested, make sure you have something there. Your About Us page is one of the most important pages in terms of conversion potential. Think about it. How often do you visit an About Us page for businesses you don't care about? You're looking at that About Us page because you really care about that business. You're really interested in that business. Ideally, your About Us page will prime visitors to want more from your business, but it might not be enough to convince them to purchase. A CTA that encourages them to sign up for a relevant newsletter is easier to concede to than a buy now type plea. So you don't always want to have that. Try a scroll box. If you don't have a scroll box, those are good. Timing is everything, they say. This is number 10, by the way, if you're keeping track and you're making some notes here, which you should be. And don't forget, subscribe, ring the bell, don't forget that. Got to tell you about that every now and then because some of you guys forget about that. I want to make sure I'm doing okay on time. I am. We're at about 22 minutes right now, and I'm probably going to go to about 30 minutes, just so you know. I'm going to be here all this week. Because I'm trying to walk you through all the processes of setting up your business. I'm going to do it all in 5 days. Now, yes, there's more details to this, but I'm going to give you a really good outline in 5 days, and we're on day 2 now. So, we were talking about branding yesterday, and now we're talking about building your list. So figuring out why your visitors are ready to convert depends on your website viewers' behavior. So you want to conduct A/B testing to determine where you need to place your CTA. Does it work best towards the bottom of a blog page when it slides out to the right, or does it work higher conversion at the beginning of the page, sliding out from the left? Ultimately, it will vary depending on your page's content and your viewers, but a scroll box is like a subtle way and a useful option to help you catch your viewers when they're most ready to convert. It can be really simple type stuff. You can have a box that pops up, that type of thing. Now, why am I talking about lists today? Put in the chat box, put in the comment box there. Why do you think a list is so popular? Put your opinion in there. And I was on a web page just now because I'm kind of going back and forth between a lot of things, and I just got hit with a pop-up. It's kind of funny, that I'm saying this stuff and I'm getting hit with it. But why do you think this is important? Let me type this in here. I'm going to type it in here. Why do you think building a list is important? Put your comments in the chat. There we go. Now, I wish in the beginning when I started, my dog's trying to get in. When I started selling online, I wish I realized this. I didn't realize this. And I got to tell you, for the first, I guess, 2-3 years when I was online, and I was doing good and I was making money, but I wasn't building a list. I had a list of like a few hundred people. Now I've got thousands and thousands and thousands of people on my list. So since I have a list like that now, I can literally send out emails and make money instantly. Let's say I need $2,000 or $3,000 or $10,000. I can send out a set of emails and I know I'm going to have it. I did one at the beginning of, I guess it was about the middle of last week, towards the end, and I ran over the weekend into today or into like yesterday. And I made like $25,000, off those emails. And it took me a day or two to write them, but 25 grand, that was really nice. It was just some extra money that I had coming in. How would that feel to you? How would it feel to be able to write a group of emails and get an extra $25,000? How would that feel to you? It feels pretty good to me. I know it feels really good to me. Put your chat, comments in there. How would that make you feel if you knew you could do that? That's what an email list really means. That's what it means to have an email list, is that I can take that list and monetize it anytime I want, anytime I want. Now, I don't often do that. I mean, I may run a special every month or two or every 3 months or something like that. But when I do, I can really, really monetize it. And since I have all these, like I talked about, all these different calls to action out there and all these different opt-in pages, I can make money anytime I want, which is really, really nice. And I'm building my list every day. I have a thing in Kartra, and when you join Kartra, and you should look in the description section and find the link for Kartra. But when you join Kartra, it'll show you how many opt-ins you're getting each day, how many people are joining your list. And it's great to look down there and go, oh, look, another 380 people joined my list today. Another 210 people joined my list today. Because every time that happens, I know my income's going up and up and up and up and up and up. And when you learn to sell online, okay, once you get the basics down to where you can make a living online, it expands every single year. There's just more and more income coming in every single year. And that's pretty cool stuff to know that every single year your income is going to go up. Doesn't matter what the economy does, doesn't matter what inflation is, but none of that matters. Your income is going to go up every single year. And when you're working on a job, that's not always true. You don't always get a raise every year, or maybe you get a raise and it's not anywhere close to what inflation is. Maybe look at groceries right now. Look at houses. I just met one of my neighbors last night. I was out walking and I, got my mail and I went and talked to them, and, their house, was like it's $1 million home. Okay. But, that house, just 8-9 months ago was a $600,000 or $700,000 home. It's $1 million home now. So is mine right here, which is really, really nice. I mean, my house, I contracted for it in November of 2020. And here it is, the end of August 2021. It's gone up $250,000. Now that's really cool, but the problem is if your income's not going up to meet these things, if you're not making more money to meet these things, then that inflation is just going to eat you up. So the cool thing about building a list and being online is you can increase your income every single year, pretty much guaranteed. So if you're making any money off, 500 people on a list or 5,000 people on a list, and then your list goes to 10,000, guess what? You're going to make more money. Okay. So that's why this list building is so important. That's why I really wanted to preach to you guys about list building today. I didn't do it in the beginning. I was an idiot, but in all fairness, I didn't know to do it. That's why I'm doing this video, is so I can kind of wake you up and say, you need to do this. You really need to do this. This list thing is super important. This list thing is important to start working on before you even have products to sell. You want to start getting people who are interested in whatever you're going to sell. Maybe you're selling camping goods. Maybe you're selling, recipes, whatever it is. Start having people opt in and start building that list of people that are interested in that. Because when you do have the product, won't it be nice to just automatically send that product out to your list and automatically make money? You don't have to worry about it. I think that's pretty cool. And I think we're nearing the end of our training today. If you guys have any other questions, any comments, I would love to see what those questions and comments are. If you could put those in the chat box. Now, we're live right now. Of course, somebody's going to hear that and it's going to be a recording. They're going to go, you're not live. I'm live right now. Okay, doggone it. I'm live right now, and it's August 31st. It is 9:28 in the morning on a Tuesday of 2021. Now, if I said that and that's not true, so it's any time after that, then it's a recording. That's how you're going to know it's a recording. So that's the difference. But here's the truth. If you're live right now, you can put a comment in here now. But if it's not live, you can put it in the comment section below this video at any point after that. And I come back and I see those comments and I answer you guys. I answer your questions. So feel free to do that. Don't forget, if you haven't done so far, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down there. It's going to be red if you haven't subscribed. So you need to click it, turn it gray. You need to ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so that you're notified each and every time I go live. I really appreciate you guys being here today. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to even listen to me. I mean, there's so many things you could be doing. I mean, I know this is worthwhile, but there's a lot of things you could be doing. So you showing up here and listening to this training means the world to me. I really appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to be here again tomorrow. And tomorrow, let me see if I can find out, what are we talking about tomorrow? Because I'm walking you through all of the steps of selling stuff online. And each day, I'm trying to give you a video of what you need. So the next one is tomorrow, and it's how to warm up your email list. How to warm up your email list. Let me get the whole sentence here. This is for tomorrow because we talked about building the list today. We talked about branding yesterday, talked about building the list today. This is going to be how to warm up your email list so that they are red hot buyers. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. If you're interested in doing that, you got to show up tomorrow. It's going to be at 9 a.m. Central Daylight Time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern, which is 7 a.m. Pacific Time. I think that's how it works, something along those lines. So those are the hours. Now today, James Breen, what's going on? So what are you offering people to sign up for your email list? It varies, James, according to which property they're on. I have surveys, like I did the one the other day, James, that was, are you an entrepreneur? So it was a quiz. That was a way to get people to sign up. I have ones on my survival site that are anything from how to protect your family to, download survival recipes to how to can foods to you name it. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff on there. So all those things are there. So that's the kind of stuff I offer. I also have contests. We have a giveaway on the survival site where they can win up to $500 worth of free food. That's another way I do. There's all kinds of ways to get people to opt in. James, you brighten the room. Even though we're not technically in a room, you do brighten the room. He says, peace and blessings always, everyone. And James, you're coming in late. And I think you're coming in late because I'm starting earlier. You let me know on that. Maybe I need to start later. Maybe I need to do these things at 10 o'clock. But today I got to record videos, and I have to start that at 10 to get through all of them. I have 12 videos to record today, so I got to start at 10 so I can finish by dinner, basically is what I have to do. Thanks a lot for being here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so, so much. Make sure you show up this week, go through each day. We got 5 days of training to show you how to make money online. If you go through each one of these days, you're going to have the tools you need to make some money online. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.